Alright, bro, it's T and I'm back with another video on our favorite YouTuber, Jason Blaha's strength and bullshit fitness. Alright, man, let's review this video.
Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I want to chat with you guys a little bit about something that I see a lot thrown out there.
Okay, so it says here someone getting results while using extreme diets like vegan or carnivore is not proof. Getting extreme results. Someone getting results while using extreme diets. These are not, man, these are not extreme diets. A diet is man made. There's no such thing as diet. You understand me? There's only what you were eating naturally, what you would eat naturally in nature. The problem is you've been taken out of nature and placed in a zoo called cities. And then you have people that want to make money off you, charlatans. You understand me? He happens to be one of these charlatans. He calls himself an influencer, a fitness guru guy. He wants you to lift these weights, these man made pieces of metal off the floor repetitively and destroy yourself. Yes. So, when I say carnivore, I mean your natural diet in nature. That's all. I'm just using that as a word, okay? In nature, what would you eat? Wild game, wild animals. You would kill them. You would eat them raw, their meat. You would eat their organs, and you would drink their blood. That's all. There wouldn't be anything wasted there. You take the hide and you'd probably make shelter out of the hide, okay? And some clothings and whatever. And the bones, you'd use them as tools or something. I don't know. I can't tell you for sure. I haven't been out there for a while, okay, myself? Yes, yes. I've been in the zoo too, like you. But vegan, now that's just totally fake. That's all made up. You understand me? That's just people trying to make money off you, selling you plants, even though they know these plants are toxic. They won't tell you that. Why would somebody tell you? Why would somebody tell you that these plants have sugar? They're really bad for you. They have toxins in them called oxalates. They're not going to tell you. They're not going to inform you. There's no label. How come there's no label on fruits and vegetables as to what is contained inside when you come into the market? There's no label on it. It doesn't tell you that there's toxins and poisons and pesticides, fungicides been sprayed with these glyphosates and everything. Would you buy them? Probably not. But these man-made foods, they have labels on them. They're warning labels to tell you that you're being poisoned with these chemicals. But they are short of all chemicals. You understand me? So they're engineered. When this guy says extreme diets like vegan, it doesn't exist because in nature, these fruits and vegetables, they don't exist. They're engineered by man. Yeah. And even the man-made foods that are made in there, out of them, like pizza, these cardboard things like bread and all that, that's all man-made. But when you say carnivore meat, well, that's not man-made because that's in nature. You understand me? That's in nature. So he tries to call it extreme diets. There's no such thing. Vegan is an extreme diet because it's man-made. It's fake. You understand? Fake, artificial food. If you eat artificial food, could you create artificial muscles? Yeah. What kind of artificial muscles can you create with artificial food? Well, if artificial food creates sugars and things inside there and toxins, what kind of could you create with sugar? Well, it can't be muscle, can it? But it can be sarcoplasmic muscle, where the muscle retains glycogen. Yeah, you understand me? Because it could retain a lot of that. But since true muscle, to build true muscle, is built on what do you call it? Shit, man, I'm losing it. Because this guy, man, I swear, proteins. When it's made out of proteins, so you're trying to lay down more of these proteins that are, instead of breaking down, get them to build up on the myofibrillar instead of breaking down. Yeah, it's like pushing a boulder up a hill. That type of training. But okay, so yeah, man. So that's basically what you're trying to do is build up the proteins on it using real protein. And the thing with protein is it isn't when you look at these vegetables and things, they're not, oh, they have nutrients in it, but they're not really protein. And then you look at protein, it's just protein, there's no nutrients. No, 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 no. Meat has all the nutrients and proteins. It isn't deficient in any of them. But these man-made fruits, vegetables, and things, vegan diets, are deficient and they're actually anti-nutrient because of the toxins, bro. Now let's just move on and watch a video.
In fitness community, the lifting world, sports world, everything else, and that is this idea that people who follow relatively extreme diets, this idea that because someone got results while doing the diet, that it doesn't create a disadvantage. And I'm not going to make this video about anyone's personal choices, their moral choices, anything else. That's not.
Okay, I will add this though. Sugar is a drug. Sugar is a drug. Look, plants are drugs, and all drugs are made from plants. Definitely sugar is a drug because it gives you a burst of energy. That could push you to lift something even heavier. I can't really explain this. It's complicated, but yeah. That's why people take steroids are made from plants. You understand me? Marijuana is made from plants. Cocaine is made from plants. What does cocaine do? Give burst energy, maybe some power strength. It's a ridiculous kind of drug. Fentanyl, all these drugs that you're taking are made from plants. Even cigarettes have sugar in it. They're addictive when you smoke them. You think, well, it's just the nicotine in it. No, it's the sugar in there, man. Sugar is it's extremely highly addictive, and it can be used as a powerful drug to cheat in sports. Yeah, definitely, I would say that. But I find that mitochondria run better off animal fats, your natural diet, animal, because we're carnivores. We run better off animal fats and meat. A high nutrient diet, not a high calorie diet, high nutrient diet.
This video is going to be about, it's that, it's just simply, it's dishonest and disingenuous for people to promote that. Number two.
Okay, I'm going to have to agree with them. When they promote a vegan diet as being, whatever, it is disingenuous because vegan is fake, okay? Definitely is fake. But when it comes to meat, that is your natural diet out in the natural world. That's what you would be eating because you are a carnivore. You understand? You're not a herbivore. You can't process cellulose, okay, or turn sugar into muscle. Well, maybe fake muscles, sarcoplasmic.
Is that if people do choose for whatever reason to do these approaches, they do need to understand that it's not just everything hunky-dory and it's just going to be easy, and that it's an acceptable approach for, again, body composition, athletic performance, things like that. And I mean, the sort of diets I'm talking about.
I could tell you this, a vegan diet, since it's filled with oxalates and toxins and sugar, it will diminish your physique, definitely. You may not notice anything right away in the beginning because it takes time for that cellular damage to take place. But the more you hit it, the more cellular damage you're going to get. You're going to start getting circles around your eyes. Your face is going to start to droop, your skin. You're going to look horrendously bad, like I showed in that vegan compilation 2022 in my community section. Every person that was in there, and there's 2021, 2019, and it keeps going on forever. All these people, all these vegans they've already dropped off. The vegan movement is already almost dead. There's only some crazy people left over, but the majority of them, all these influencers, they stopped. You see all these people, look at it. It's all over, it's online. I stopped being vegan. They went back to their natural animal carnivore diet. Because it's deficient, it makes you sick. You understand? It ages the hell out of you. That inflammation, that bloatness you're getting in your belly is inflammation. And if you're getting inflammation, you're getting inflammaging. You're aging. Every time you inflame, you're aging. That's why you're aging. You can't realize it. It's not just inflammation from this chronic lifting that's aging you and giving you those fake muscles because they're inflamed, inflammation muscles. You're getting inflammation in your belly, which is going through your cells, proliferating through your body. So that is aging you as well, eating the wrong diet. But eating your natural diet, you never get inflammation in your belly whatsoever. The more raw you eat, you don't get anything. You have a flat stomach. If anything, you look lean, mean, and muscular, and like a machine. Yeah.
It could be vegan diets, they could be carnivore diets, it could be keto diets, whatever these different approaches people take are. And all of those,
again, diets are fake, they're man-made. You understand?
They're considered extreme. And so a lot of people will say, well, I don't think it's extreme, I think this is extreme. It's like, no, those are extreme diets.
you're on an extreme diet. You're on a vegan diet, you said, Coach Blaha. That's why you look nasty. You have man boobs. Your estrogen is through the roof because that's what herbivore diets do. They put your estrogen through the roof. Plus, lifting heavy crashes your testosterone chronic lifting because you're inflamed all the time. It's the inflammation inflammaging, getting those fake inflamed muscles. You have to maintain them by keep pumping inflammation into the muscles by chronically lifting. This fakeness is ridiculous. And lifting a heavy weight to keep up with that fake strength that you have, lifting shit off the floor all day, the myocytic androgen receptor strength. This is ridiculous to keep doing that. It is insane for somebody to do that. People who don't exercise, don't do anything, live a normal lifestyle, even tell me this is that they think that's insane. They think that's crazy. People that go to gyms and work out and everything, because you've been put in there like in a zoo. You're like the city. You understand me? That's just another faction of the zoo, of the Matrix, where they put you in there. They put slaves in there to eat a slave diet called vegan diet. They used to feed the vegan diet to the slaves, the ones in the stadium in Rome. The rich people, they ate meat. They fed these poor people, these fighting people. They fed them vegan diets. People thought that was healthy because they ate that. No, they had no choice. They had to eat carrots because they fed them a slave diet.
By any metric. And if people can't admit that, then we have a problem. And again, I want to be clear. I'm not saying you're wrong or bad for doing it. I'm just pointing out that it's extreme. Right? And if you can't admit that, then you got a bigger problem.
Think about it. You are the backbone of this country. You slaves are the backbone of the country. But your government is feeding you a slave diet. So that is also diminishing you. So not only diminishing you physically to force you to do slave jobs and pay you slave money, they send you to the slave store, your corner store, and then they sell you the slave food, which is destroying you. This is insane, bro. Get it? You're all crazy. You don't say like this guy, this bumpkin. He's insane, bro. You understand me? He's so stupid with extreme diets and everything. Can't he just fucking explain it to you what it really is, a slave diet? Look, there's different classes of slaves. There's rich slaves and there's poor slaves, but then there's the elites. They're not called slaves. They eat something that you've never seen before. Go to Benihana. It's a Japanese restaurant. Now that's where the elite go, Benihanas. They eat raw meat, raw like seafood and stuff like that. They eat their natural raw diet. That's why they're extremely healthy, huge, and massive, and look great. And they pass it on. Their genes are passed on to their families, and they look pretty, and they look handsome, and they look great. If you eat shit, you become shit. You look like shit. Over time, this becomes epigenetics, so your kids will look ugly like Jason Blaha. Can you imagine when Jason Blaha's kids came in, or if he had kids, they look like that right there. Look at his face. He looks ugly, bro. And that body. That's why people make fun of him. Because his parents were eating just like him, a vegan diet. And the more they eat it, the more diminished they become, like a pumpkin head. They get a pumpkin head, the oxalate head. Yeah, man. You become uglier eating food that you should be eating because you're disintegrating, yes. But if you eat carnivore diet, you come out looking like a warrior. They have this food in Europe, raw meat. You know what they call it? The food of the warriors. They sell it in these stores, raw meat. It's called tatar. Yeah, man. They call it tatar. It's the warrior's food. You understand why they call it that? They don't call vegetables the warrior's food. Think about that for a second. Ponder that thought.
So, people choose to do these diets for a variety of reasons. Perceived health benefits, perceived moral.
Yeah, they do it because they want to save animals and destroy their health at the same time. They want you to suffer too, along with them. Stop eating animals.
Benefits. I get it. People have.
They have agendas, the government and everybody. That's what it is. They're all against you. They hate you. Do you understand me? They don't care about you.
Their reasons. Okay. But when people start advertising, look, it can be done. And the worst is when it's I hate it.
When slave money is involved, everybody's after the slave money. You understand me? They're all in competition to get the slave money. because they want to buy a new pair of running shoes or some shit, some garbage. They want to buy that somebody else fucking manipulated, created it instead of being out in nature and enjoying their life. They want to enjoy their life doing this repetitive lifting hell and then die.
When they show them as bodybuilders, because there'll be guys who really, if you're going to use being a bodybuilder as the metric, they're not remotely close to impressive for a bodybuilder, by the metrics of that particular thing they're doing. In my case, I'm not really a bodybuilder. It's not my thing.
I like when he always says, "I'm not really a bodybuilder. It's not my thing." He bodybuilds, and I'm not a bodybuilder. It's not my thing. Anytime you try to build your body, you're a bodybuilder. You're doing your abs, trying to lower body fat, doing all these things, trying to look aesthetic and stuff. You're a bodybuilder, Jason. Stop lying, okay? You're lifting weights. You're a bodybuilder.
I'm a strength athlete, and I like being jacked.
No, you're not. You're not a strength athlete. You are bodybuilding, but you're never making it because you don't know what the fuck you're doing. That's why you got these fake inflamed muscles. Yeah, you're a power lifter. You a strength athlete. No, you're not. You're lifting heavy weight off the floor. A fake strength athlete. That's fake strength. If you didn't build real strength by building muscles, it's fake strength. Get it? Lifting something repetitively off the floor and not building muscle is fake strength. I'm sorry, man. That's just how it is, bro.
I like being fit. I'm not a bodybuilder. But the thing is,
Building fake strength called androgen receptor strength, so these molecules have somewhere to bind to give you that force production. Is fake strength, okay? It isn't real. It's artificial.
they'll do that, and it'll be someone who's
That's why he'd never do good in any physical sport against other human beings, like wrestling, arm wrestling. He'd never win. He'd lose. He says it's a carryover. Well, why doesn't he go there and win? At this point, he's so strong. He can lift so heavy. Why doesn't he go there and compete against these people? Because he's weak. His body's small, tiny, fat, and weak.
not really doing that good at it. And then on top of that, and if they're adding quite a bit of chemical enhancement to it, that creates a whole different element, doesn't it? It's improving feed.
Yeah, if they add chemical enhancement, yes. Steroids, yes. Injecting themselves with plant chemicals, yes. Hormones made from plants. They'll do something to you temporarily. They'll cosmetically rearrange you temporarily while you're on the drug. But if you're not on the drug, it all goes away because it's cosmetic. You understand how the world works? You inject something, it's cosmetic. If you lift something repetitively heavy, chasing, being good at lifting something, that is artificial strength. Now, if you focus on building muscle, that isn't artificial, that's real. If you're building it real, not artificial like sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, trying to get it pumped with the herbivore diet. Now, if you're trying to build it with protein, that's totally different. And there's two ways to build muscle. It's either myofibrillar growth or fiber growth. Myofibrillar, that type of training is very complex, okay? I don't know if you could call that bodybuilding. All right, it's a type of bodybuilding, but it's a different faction of bodybuilding. And then there's fiber growth, where protein synthesis needs to exceed that breakdown. That is the one that most people are chasing, which they never can succeed at because they're always eating the vegan diet with the meat, and that's anti-nutrient, and they're just not eating enough protein because they're eating more carbohydrates, and then they're filling up their muscles with mostly carbohydrate. It's sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. They mistaken that for being muscle growth. It's not. And so they think that their lifts have gotten heavier when in fact they got more androgen receptors from gaining more force production. And so they think, well, I'm stronger because I can lift heavier, but that's a false type of strength. You didn't get more muscle, therefore you didn't get stronger. You got better at lifting something because your body would automatically give you more androgen receptors for those molecules to bind to, giving you that artificial strength. That's all.
Efficiency, it's improving all sorts of things, nutrient partitioning. So yeah, that becomes a different ballgame. But
that's why people in all sports get it wrong. They never can really accomplish their goals if they don't understand how the mechanisms work. Like I have running friends, like running. If you're trying to run and your legs get more of these androgen receptors giving you this fake type of strength, is it based on muscular strength or is it based on androgen and receptor strength? And here's another problem too. Your testosterone plummets, it crashes. That's why people go on TRT. This type of chronic running or chronic lifting crashes your testosterone. Doesn't go back to baseline unless it's periodic. You understand me? And there's good inflammation and there's bad inflammation when it comes to bodybuilding. When it comes to myofibrillar growth, or if somebody were to punch you in the arm and you got a bruise, now that inflammation is going to automatically start to regenerate that area. That is not bad inflammation. That inflammation is a necessity to regenerate. And then there's bad inflammation of just being adapted and chronically lifting these boxes like a factory worker like him in the gym. That'll diminish the shit out of you, bro. Get it? Yeah.
That can still limit what people get in terms of
And give you these fake inflamed muscles.
results. And I mean examples, meaning, let's say, I'll kind of break some of them down. Vegan diets, the lack of high bioavailable protein, getting sufficient protein to really maximize body composition.
Yeah, you can't really absorb that protein from vegetables, from fruits, these man-made foods, or even the man-made foods, or any of them. It's garbage.
Is actually extremely difficult on a vegan diet. Notice I did not say impossible.
It is extremely it is difficult, yes, at that point. But the toxins too, don't forget that. But aren't you a vegan?
I said extremely difficult. And for someone to achieve that actually is going to require them to have a pretty high degree of obsession about it. Right? They're going to have to be relatively obsessed.
The reason why he does this, he puts on these super short pants to show his legs off and his body all the time without a shirt on, is because he's trying to impress you. But in reality, when he walks around in public, nobody knows that he lifts a weight. Nobody even believes him. He has to actually tell people, I lift weights, or I'm a power lifter. He wears shirts. Remember when he's eating all the time in his videos, he's eating. It says power lifter. Why does he have shirts that say power lifter on it? Because he has to inform the public when he's walking down the street, hey, I'm a power lifter. Because nobody sees what you lift off the floor in a gym. All they see what you look like physically in public. That's why nobody gives a shit how much you could lift if you look like a puppet, like a weak puppet like him, because he's weak. He's weak. Well, if you see a massive, strong guy, listen to this. They always say a big, strong guy. Why do they say a big, strong guy?